Yeah, so this is a video, I guess. Been a while. I know the channel's looking like a fossil, and I've become an uncle in the FNAF Roblox realm. I'm 21, I'm in college. You know, what happened? It's Fazzy, founder of Spawn Point Interactive, one of the main masterminds behind the game Fractured franchise. Every tile in that movie map, that was me, counting every last one of them. But you're here for a different story. Back in my day, hold on a second, let me get rid of the cane. Back when Roblox FNAF was really just starting to kick off, you had a few genres. You had the recreations of FNAF, you had the story games, and you had the roleplay. In this case, we're going to be delving into the roleplay games. Way before I started making games like Letty's Pizzeria and Fredbear and Friends and the beginning of Fazblox, there was the R6 era. These were the times where most of these games had characters that were proportioned just like Roblox characters. So they were very blocky. It was these games that would be a childhood to many, including myself. And then you had TPRR. I guess they were just built different or something because their characters were actually proportioned since the start. And that game's made by those really smelly losers over at Hello Burp Games. All jokes aside, we're actually kind of besties. But anyway, yeah, there were a lot of these blocky games back then. Knights of Freddy's Roleplay by Coolest, Fredbear and Friends Roleplay by Bougie, Fredbear and Friends by Electrofin, and FNAF 4 RP Redux by Springtrap OGVG. But there was a very specific thing that all of them had in common. This night ambient. Every single one of those games, at one point or another, had this audio in the background at night. But here's the thing about this audio. Everyone lost it. When Roblox did their update in 2022 for audio, it automatically set all public audios to private. That meant that if you had any audios in your workspace within your game that you did not create, there was a high chance that you would no longer be able to access them permanently. I actually still had contact with a few of the people who made these games, but a majority of them were left with dead ends, not even knowing if the audio file was still out there or if it could ever be reached again. This audio file had been on the website since the early 2010s, and who knew if it was even anywhere outside of Roblox that could be found. But then we tried something. Just a couple days ago, I decided to voice to my team how it had bothered me all these years that I didn't know where this audio came from or if I'd ever find it again. So we all went to the web, and we started looking for anything that sounded similar, or could have been where the audio had came from. After scouring the web for 5 hours, we all came back empty-handed. We honestly didn't even know if there was a chance to find it, and I was this close to starting to just recreate it myself with my friend 12 Gauge Orchestra. But then Nissan and I had an idea. Why not see if there's any places left that still have that ID asset in their workspace? Sure, you can't play it straight from the workspace itself, but if we could track the ID back to the uploader, maybe we could get in contact with them. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the ID in any of my places, but someone was there to help. And it just so happens it was one of the game creators I mentioned earlier, Electrofin. It turns out that they still had the old script in one of their places, and luckily the ID was still in the script. So Electrofin was able to give us the ID, and we were able to track it back to a username. This audio, the one that we never thought we could find again, was uploaded by Texodus Roblox. After all these years, we finally had a lead, but we quickly were concerned that we would not be able to find a way to contact this person. Luckily, Nissan was able to stumble upon their Twitter and was able to shoot them a DM. Unfortunately though, it didn't look like they had been active in a while. In fact, the last tweet that they had made about themselves was from 2022. Hesitant to see if there was still any hope left, Nissanet shot him a DM. And just as we thought all hope was lost, we got a response. It turns out that Texodus is a really chill guy. They said that they remembered the track and that they had uploaded it in a better quality at some point, and that they'd be willing to give us permission to use the audio. Next thing you know, we were in a Discord call with them. And after 3 years, I would be able to hear the audio in its full once more. I put the audio track in FL Studio and did my best to improve upon it and make it the highest quality possible. So, as a callback to all of the old Fredbear and Friends games from back in the day, this audio will be able to be heard in Fractured Franchise in 2026. Fredbear and Friends 6 is going to finally happen.